This is my Monday night football plays for week 11. Today we have Houston and Dallas, the Battle of Texas. I actually heard an announcer call that. The problem is only one team is playing for anything. Dallas is playing for the first draft pick, I think. Just the way they're acting. Yesterday the Chiefs finally lost. Interesting. And they didn't really lose. The Bills beat them. It wasn't the Chiefs did something wrong. The Chiefs actually played an okay game. The Bills just played better. Josh Allen made sure the Chiefs didn't have a chance to come back. Good job, Josh Allen. I feel like that should give him the MVP at that point. He's leading his divisions, 2-loss football team. I don't. What else can he do? He beat the team that hadn't lost yet. I think it's time to give this guy an MVP, man. I feel like he earned it in that game because they're probably gonna get the either 1 or 2 seed, right? One of the things I want to mention is the love for Baltimore drives me insane. In the media, especially, Baltimore is a 4-loss team. They have 4 losses. 2 of the losses are to the Raiders and the Cleveland Browns. Like, Baltimore is not as special as people think. They almost lost to the Bengals 2 other times. Like, came down to like 1 play. And Baltimore's half of a football team. Yes, they have a good offense. And yes, they're exciting to watch on offense. But they're terrible on defense. And they're not a good football team. They're not even the best football team in their division. The Steelers are the best football team in their division. But the love for Baltimore it's infuriating to me. It's just crazy how much credit they get and how little credit Josh Allen gets. What's up, Krebs Master Journey? It's just funny to me. I just don't get it. It doesn't make no sense at all to be like that. Fuzzy. So let's get today's game. This game is not good. Like, this is, I think at the beginning of the year, before anyone knew what Dallas was going to do, this game was like a really interesting game on schedule. And then let's be honest, Houston has just been okay. They haven't been great by any means, and Dallas has been terrible. How old am I? Ella Manley. M&M. Man, we have a famous person in the chat. M&M. Amazing. Ella, tomorrow I will be 42. Tomorrow is my birthday, actually, Miss Ella. 42 years old tomorrow. So, let's talk about tonight's game. If you're not here for the NFL Monday Night Football, sorry. I know YouTube likes to blast out these live streams and people just join them. I love that. That's completely cool with me. You guys join us, have a good time. If you want to make a few bets that I say, I tend to be pretty good at this, especially the standalone games. I tend to do even better. Yeah. Thank you, Craftsmaster Journey. I feel young. I was preserved, so that's one of the things is, I'm 42, but I spent 12 years in prison, and that kind of preserves you. Oh, thanks. So I don't feel 42. I feel 30. I act that way. So, anyways, let's get to today's game. CJ Stroud. I like CJ Stroud to throw for some yards in this game. I like over 240 passing yards. I think he gets to that pretty easily. I don't think Dallas will be able to stop the run or the pass in this one. But I do think that the Texans may take this as a game where they kind of practice, right? They kind of practice on the Cowboys because I think they're going to get a whole bunch of extra possessions. So the other thing is I think CJ Stroud will throw for over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So the 2 CJ Stroud plays I like is his passing yards over 240 and his over 1.5 passing TDs. I also like there to be over 3.5 field goals in this game. That's a bet you can bet. If you're on DraftKings, you go over to the defensive special teams props and you scroll down. It'll be down there. It'll say total field goals over 3.5. So I think Dallas probably gets 3 of these at least, and somewhere along in there, Houston will chip in 1. I think over 3.5 field goals in this game is very reasonable. Like Cooper Rush, that's who's playing quarterback for Dallas tonight. I'm not so sure he'll make it the whole game. I bet we do see I can't think of his name right now. The guy they got from San Francisco. Anyway, I do think we'll see him at some time, but I think Cooper Rush throws an interception. I actually put 2 units on this. I think that will be what gets him pulled. I think he'll throw an interception and they'll go on. Trey something. Anyways. So I like Cooper Rush to throw an interception. And then for a side or a total, guys, I think Houston's going to win this game. The line is 7.5. And believe it or not, I actually think the Cowboys can stay within 7.5, but I'm not going to bet it. The Cowboys had a terrible game last game, but this is Cooper Rush. He's had a full week of practice now. He's had all this time, and Houston is not as good as people want to act like they are. They're a mediocre football team. So I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to lay 7.5 with Houston, nor will I take 7.5 with Dallas. But I do like the over 41. I think that's too low, and I think that's that over 41. That low number is based in the fact that Cooper Rush is playing. But I actually think Dallas gets in the 17-point range in this one, and I fully expect Houston to flirt with 30. And have one of their better games of the year against this Dallas team, partially because I do think Dallas is going to turn the ball over some and give them extra possessions. And that's kind of where I'm at on this one. So just to recap, I got CJ Stroud over 240 passing yards. I got CJ Stroud over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I got over 3.5 total field goals in the game. Guys, that can be either team. It could be 3 one way, 2, 4. It could be all 4 on one side. I like Cooper Rush, the Cowboys quarterback today, to throw an interception. And I like Houston and Dallas to score more than 41 points in this one. Over 41. Now, guys, these standalone games I've tended to do pretty well. Let me explain some of that. So I want to talk about this. I always try to talk about some kind of handicapping in these shows. When there's standalone games, you can take all your time and look at one game. And so when I have a whole slate of games, a lot of times I just look for the best plays. I don't deep dive into every game every week. Some games are just not going to produce enough offense or defense, and they're kind of just throwaway games to me, right? A good example of that one is, when a couple weeks ago we had I actually bet the under on it. I can't remember. It was Chicago and New England, I believe, and the game just wasn't going to have very much statistics in it, so I just took the under and it won. But that's the thing is, so when you have a standalone game, you have a lot more time and ability to just research it. Also, Vegas handicaps the standalone games a little different. They offer more player props. They offer further, deeper player props. Like you can find player props where guys just need to get one catch. But, if you look at that guy's snap total for the year, he might only get 3 or 4 snaps a game. But if the play's called to him like a fullback or something like that, some teams have some gadget plays to one guy. And sometimes you can make easy money that way. But so standalone games, if you're going to get into handicapping or if you want to do some of this on your own, start with standalone games as far as the NFL goes. Start with your primetime standalones, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and see how well you do. See what you can do in them because obviously, like I said, you're going to have a lot more to look at. One game, you're not going to be, looking at these other games thinking, well, I could do this, I could parlay this with this and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in getting into this world, this handicapping world, start with that. If you're looking at college, I would suggest starting with one conference. So, for example, when you're handicapping college, personally, you should start with the MAC or the SWAC or the AAC, one of the smaller conferences that play during the week. And the reasoning is because those conferences are very consistent, right? Usually every year the good team is the good team, the bad teams are the bad teams, and the mediocre teams stay mediocre. Where the bigger schools, they tend to play these big non-conference games and stuff, and so they're a little harder to handicap. And so that's all part of it. And anyways, that's what I got for today. You guys have good luck tonight. My son, I'm actually at my youngest son's basketball practice, and he wants me to go in. So I'm going to say bye to y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm going to head in there. Appreciate you guys again. You guys have a great day, and hopefully you guys win your bets or whatever you're doing. I hope you do great at whatever you're doing. But anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Wager Me This.